In this podcast, we're talking with our crew members. We have Taylor
Hey
over
guys.
here and our newest crew member, Tara.
Woo!
Welcome to the Doodles podcast. This is the show where we sit down with other sailors, cruisers, and even people not in the marine industry and talk about things. So let's get right into it. All right, guys. Well, welcome to the podcast. Cheers.
Cheers.
The girls are drinking margaritas. I've got a little Basil Hayden bourbon. So we've already been to the beach today. Had a little wine on the beach. So cheers, guys. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Good times.
All right. So in a previous podcast, sorry, we got radios going. This is annoying, but anyway, we got we have our crew member that you met before is Taylor. She's been on the boat. How long have you been on the boat now?
Well, it's December 1st, almost 2 months now.
Yeah, almost
Like
2 months.
a couple days away from 2 months.
And then, of course, our newest is Tara. And say hello.
Hi,
And,
Tara.
yeah,
Yes.
sorry. I made the mistake of saying Tara in the day, and it's definitely not Tara. I was corrected diligently on that.
It's
But
the English pronunciation.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, how long have you been on the boat?
Actually, I'd say it's like, exactly a week now, I think.
Yeah, just over.
Just over a week.
Yeah,
Just over
8
a
days,
week.
something like
Yeah.
that. So,
Yeah.
how have you enjoyed it so far?
It is the most amazing mix of challenging and rewarding at the same time. And I actually think that's an important point because life gets most rewarding when there's actually some things you have to do for it to
Right.
become rewarding.
It is a bit challenging. I mean, I don't think a lot of people realize that there is a lot of work that goes on with doing this. So, what would you say? I mean, how much boat maintenance are we doing a day? How many hours?
I mean, hours day to day it changes, but if you were to average it out, at least 3.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's between cleaning.
Queening.
Is that a thing? Is that like is there a term on that? Is there like a BDSM term that queening? I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I'm sure there is. So comment down below what that means. I don't. So I mean, I don't think people realize that there is a lot of work. I mean, cleaning and boat maintenance and then we got to edit. I mean, how much?
Yeah.
We edited, I don't know, at least 3-4 hours today.
Yeah.
I asked I asked Bobby last night, Bobby, what do you do when you have downtime? And he looked at me with this expression of total confusion. What are you talking about? Downtime. Yeah, there isn't any. He doesn't have any. There is always something he's doing, whether it's for the boat or related to the editing.
Right. I mean, that is kind of, I don't want to like, people, I don't want to downplay or be ill of what I do for a living. But I mean, it is, most people that go out cruising, they get some downtime. It's like, you know what, there's a big blow coming through today, so we're just going to, I mean, like, seriously, that's why we're here right now, is because there's about 25 knots of wind out there, and it's about to get worse, about to be rainy, and, you know, so we would normally just sit there, read a book, do whatever, and instead we're recording a podcast,
Yeah.
or we're going to go
Well, I
edit.
think it's clearing up the misconceptions that, you know, what you do, your videos, everyone thinks, you know, you're just on one big vacation and big holiday, and that's not what it is. So, on the topic of clearing up misconceptions, a lot of people have been saying, you know, where's the new crew member in our recently posted episode on YouTube. And something that a lot of people don't realize, along with the editing topic, is that the videos aren't posted in real time. The stuff that we've recorded is probably from about a month ago. Yeah. So, I mean, yes, Tara's on board. She's here. Nothing's changed. Tara, you caught me. Tara. And nothing's changed, but it's the fact that with the editing and all the work that we have to do, it's nearly impossible to be able to post things in real time.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of, you know, generally speaking, most of the major bloggers most of the major sailing bloggers are, I mean, like La Vagabond and Delos are more than 6 months. Well, actually, they've caught up a lot recently.
Yeah.
I think because both of them took a lot of time off.
Mm-hmm.
Both of those channels took 6 months off of recording.
Yeah.
And so they were more than 6 months behind. Now they're pretty well caught up. We, Sailing Doodles, took 2 months off, month and a half, and now we're about a month behind. So the videos that came out, we're going down the Chesapeake, that would have been in... Ooh.
Month and a half ago, I'd say.
No, I mean, I think we didn't leave...
We left Annapolis
like
October 25th.
Yeah. And
so that's the recent video that came out. So people are saying, you know, where's Tara? She is here. We
is
promise.
I'm here now.
All right, so let's get on to Tara right now. Whoa, that sounds bad.
Get on to it.
Oh my goodness! Not everything has to be innuendo.
Yeah. Okay,
Oh, is
Bobby.
it?
With these two.
Wow. But all right, so where are you from? What's your story? What's going on?
Where am I from? So Bobby starts with the question that sounds the easiest and is actually the hardest question for me to
That's true.
answer. Because, what does it mean to be from somewhere? I don't know. It's not obvious to me. So my answer to that, depending on who asks, sometimes I say, well, I live in New York. And I kind of tactfully dodge no, I'm not from New York. I just happen to live there. And yeah, you're probably hearing an accent right now.
She does. She's half mermaid.
Yeah,
the
it's the
Tara.
mermaid accent. Yeah. So my mom's American, my dad's English. I have both passports. I was born in Dubai and grew up in Hong Kong. Hong Kong was a British colony. So I sort of grew up feeling culturally a little bit more British, albeit Hong Kong British, which is its whole own weird thing. And I don't necessarily identify with being from somewhere in particular.
So, I mean, you do have an American passport and a British passport.
I do.
And
yeah.
so we met where?
Oh, we met at Burning Man.
That's right.
So Bobby and I go back. We were trying to figure out how many years, maybe 5 or 6 years to Burning Man. Not sure how much that means.
I think it was each our second year, right?
when we met.
And
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that my first year was 2013.
Yeah, that was my first year as well.
And so we met 2014.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were different camps at Burning Man, and then our camps were placed next to each other, and basically
Like
our
2 years in a row, they were camping
Yeah.
next to each other.
Yeah,
so then
yeah,
we were
yeah.
like, well, why
yeah.
go through with all the hassle of trying to plan 2 camps? We can just combine it and do that. Mm-hmm. And it's been worked out really well. It has. It's been fun.
And I will say, actually, some aspects of Burning Man, if it doesn't mean anything to you, think of it as sort of camping in the desert. Way more than that, another topic. But the bit that's relevant to this is living in confined quarters with a few people and needing to think about conservation of energy, of water, things like that.
It's very similar.
It's very similar.
Yeah, no, that's when I was trying to explain to you, like, okay, on a boat, we do showers like this. And I was like, just call it a Burning Man shower, right? Because there's limited water. You turn the water on, you get wet, turn the water off, soap up, do your stuff, and then rinse off.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
how's it been for you having another girl on the boat now?
Oh, it's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Having the familiarity and comfort of having another girl on board. It's been really, really awesome. Tara, you've been a blessing here, I must say.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Doesn't always go that way
Not that there's
either.
nothing wrong with you. I mean,
Oh,
there's
what do
nothing
you?
wrong with
Yeah.
you. You're fine. You're great. Obviously, we love you. You're amazing. But I mean, it's girl power.
Yeah.
It was
Also,
funny.
yeah.
We came into the Bahamas.
Yeah.
We got.
They're gonna start ganging up on
We
me.
got a
Totally.
very warm welcome from the Bahamians. 'Cause
Yes.
Tara
Oh, yeah.
and I were handling the lines and getting ready to pass them off. And the lady sitting at the harborfront bar was like, "Yeah, ladies,
They're like, girl power! Show us the biceps!
Yeah, but then the guy that owned the bar started like.
Okay, that was on
Another,
yeah.
yeah.
He started like getting a little intoxicated and talking.
A little creepy.
A little creepy. But hey, that's
But back to like boat living. What's been something for you? You think that's eye opening?
But yeah, what's your biggest thing that you didn't expect?
Oh gosh, what's the biggest thing I didn't expect? I don't know. I suppose to an extent I expected this, but the nausea.
Oh really?
I mean, I expected it, right? I expected seasickness when we were moving, but I wasn't sure that I expected it even sometimes when we were at anchor.
Right.
And needing to spend. I'm getting used to it. I guess you do. You get used to it, right?
Well, so we were anchored yesterday. This is our second. Well, this will be our second night at this anchorage. So yesterday we anchored over there, and it's a beautiful place. Had beautiful water. We were anchored in, and just around the bay. But there was still some swell coming in, so it was a bit rolly. And I'm like, I'm okay with this. You okay with this, guys? And like she's like,
At
yeah.
first we were like,
and then she's like, I'm not sure. And I was like, okay. So we after about 2 hours we moved over to this side.
I just remembered we forgot to put incense on, and all I'm smelling right now is the bilge.
Yeah, that's we do have the bilge is pretty smelly right now, and we need to dump purge it, but we're not. You need to go like 3 miles offshore to do that.
Yeah.
And so we're I can do that.
I mean, while we're talking real talk on that, like, I'm not going to say that this was a surprise, but the whole, like, going to the bathroom situation, this is where I'm very grateful to have another woman that it's just, I don't really want to ask Bobby about stuff like that. So
you mean ask you, like, teach
Okay.
you how to go to the bathroom?
What's number one? What's number two? What's the
I mean,
rules with that?
how do you not know what number 1 or number 2 is?
Oh.
No.
I actually just posted about this, so it's kind of funny. There's a reality, right, of
Yes.
number 1 and number 2, and with number 2, there's a certain amount of manual pumping required, and
Getting your like bicep workout.
yeah, you got to alternate between the left and the right arm, and I wasn't really anticipating that, and my whole system just kind of locked up because I was so anxious.
Well, that's one thing that I would love to change on this boat that I haven't done yet is I would like to change it from a a saltwater flush system to a freshwater system. So what you do is when you have a freshwater system or saltwater system, let me start with that. With the saltwater system, basically you're using seawater. It comes in, fills the bowl, and you pump it out using seawater. Well, the problem is the seawater is got a lot of crap in it, and it calcifies and it clogs up everything, and it smells a lot worse because it mixes with all the urine and everything, and it just smells horrible. Whereas freshwater, so for saltwater you have to use a manual pump because it will corrode that electrical pump. Like if you have an electrical pump in there with like blades that spin and push it all out, it'll corrode that in a matter of years or months, whatever, and then you have to replace it. Whereas if you do a electrical pump, you can do fresh water, and so it uses your fresh water and it flushes it out. It smells a lot better, but the problem with that is it does use your fresh water. And so you use a lot more fresh water than you think. So far, we've been we've been on this one water tank for like 8 days.
Yeah,
That's
and
why
we
you told
haven't
me it
been
might run out
we
soon.
haven't been conservative at all, really.
Yeah.
Like we've been using
We even
it
did laundry with it.
Yeah,
once.
we've been using it as much as we need. So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, basically, just like on the topic of all that, in boat life, in its essentialness, living in confined quarters and stuff like that, you get very comfortable with each other very quickly. You bodily fluids are like one of the topics of conversations, and so yeah, it's a very different way of life, and kind of clearing up some of those things that people might not know about boat living, like the bathroom situation, the shower situation. You are conservative with water, you're conservative with energy. So when we're not plugged into a marina, we're not using the generator or anything like that, don't leave excess lights on. Things like that people who live on land really don't take another thought about.
Although we should.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, these are all good practices.
It really is, it's quite interesting.
Yeah. I actually think it's such good lessons for the real world.
Well, it is, and it is. A lot of people say it depends how you look at it. I mean, you're trying to be conservationist or minimalist or something like that. We do try to minimize our trash. Obviously, it does matter from a cruising perspective, just because like you got to store all that trash. So you use all that in like your everyday life. It transfers. Maybe we're not doing it for the same reason. We're not doing it to be conservationist, but it does the same effect. And it also just that whole lifestyle of minimalism. Like, so when we take a shower here, we get wet, turn the water off, soap up, then rinse off. So we use maybe 3 gallons of water per shower. When you're a house, you use 50 gallons.
As much as you want. Yeah.
Right, and it's a good
conservation.
Thank you.
Well, and that's kind of something that's really drawn me to that way of life. Similar to van life, it is actually very kind of economically friendly in the minimalism that you do to live. You do to live. You do that you do use to live.
You do to live.
It's great. I think
Ask
it's really
Maverick
good.
And Goose, they're poop factories. That's all they do. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
go
minimalize your. No. But that is true. Yeah. So.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you something else that surprised me. I was thinking about this when you asked. It's actually the extent to which life on a boat goes with sunlight, and I hadn't realized that. Like I'm a New Yorker through and through as far as the hours I keep, which means I eat dinner at like 9 or 10 p.m. at night, go to bed pretty late.
You were asleep by 9 o'clock last night.
In the chair.
Like
8:30. 8:30. No, it's true. But this is where I've been surprised, both at myself and realizing like we just go with daylight, which kind of makes sense, right? It relates to this conserving of the energy. Do you really want to be hanging around on the boat when it's totally dark out. It's nicer when it's daylight out. So we wake up when the sun comes up and we go to bed a little bit after
the
it goes
sun
down.
sets at what,
Yeah.
5:36?
Yeah, that's the thing.
And by 8 o'clock, it's already been dark for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And so past 8 o'clock, it's like, okay, it's already been dark for 2 hours. What do we do now?
Well, and part of the reason that it's been like that here is that we're in the Berry Islands, and it's beautiful beach, but there's one restaurant, one club, bar, whatever you want to call it, on the beach, and it's closed today. So we went there. It was nothing
Just
there.
so we were having pretty poor luck with that. There was when we
have.
were around the other side of the island.
Yeah.
There was one other restaurant that we wanted to go for sunset, so we dinged in for sunset to get some dinner, and it was closed. So we haven't had some poor luck.
No,
with
but that's the thing is that like. That's the Berry Islands. There's places in the Bahamas where there is nightlife, right? But here there is not, and so I'm sorry, I mean it's your microphone. But I mean it's like okay, well, there's nowhere to go, so we cook dinner on the boat, and that's kind of the cool thing. One thing is I kind of wanted to mention that we've done so far, and it's maybe different on this trip than I've done on any other, is that cellular data now is so cheap and fast here that we've actually watched movies at night. We just hotspot the phone onto the TV, and we've been watching Netflix and stuff like that.
on the Roku,
Yeah.
and then we put up YouTube on the Roku too to be able to watch that.
And the thing is, it's like, so in the Bahamas, it's $2 a gigabyte for data, right? So you can watch a whole movie for less than a gigabyte of data, and so it's $2 to watch a movie, and you're like, all right, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
So that's actually really important to me right now because I'm actually working remotely right now. I do consulting to startups, business consulting, marketing consulting, and I need to have that connectivity.
So she's available if you want to hire her.
Yeah.
Minimum salary, $200,000 a year. I don't know.
Oh, that would be totally a bargain, but
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. So anyway, yeah. But no, you have been working here, so
Yeah,
I said, that's one thing that. So when we first got here, we got 3 SIM cards. Taylor and I's phones are unlocked. We purposely did that before we left. I didn't even think to ask you if your phone's unlocked. So we bought 3 SIM cards. The problem is that her phone is locked to who's your provider?
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile.
Yep.
And so like we plugged her phone in, and it didn't work.
We had a moment of panic where you were like, shit, did it wipe your phone, Tara?
Yeah, right.
Oh
yeah.
no.
Whew, did not wipe the phone, but also didn't work. So now I'm just hotspotting off of Bobby.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, so I bought a 15 gigabyte plan for $30, right? And so for your average person, that would last quite a while. But I mean, you got to think about, we're uploading a video almost every other day, and each video is 1.5 gigs. And then we got to
chew it
on the
up.
computers. Yes, you do. You really do. And so there's a lot of stuff to do. I mean, like everybody's hotspotting off my phone. And actually, if I could get my other phone to work, I would just buy a SIM card and leave it on the boat because I have an
All the
old
time,
phone, like an iPhone 7 that kind of works. But I would just leave that plugged in and going the whole time.
Yeah.
And now there is another phone plan in the Bahamas. It's $140 a month, but it's unlimited data, unlimited texting, unlimited calling, and no slowdowns or anything like that. So
Which
you think
is
about
really
it,
great.
we can just stream everything all day long on the boat, and we're good. So I mean, I don't think most people realize how screwed we are in the States, how expensive data is.
Yeah, basically, connection in the Bahamas, cheap,
Yeah.
Great.
And it's fast.
lovely.
Yeah. So
Considering, I mean, in Fort Lauderdale, we were paying
Oh.
however much at the marina, and the Wi-Fi was
oh my gosh.
garbage. Not even good enough to be able to update Instagram.
Yeah.
Like,
It was pretty bad.
Got to be able to update Instagram.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
that's very
necessity.
important.
I was gonna
Necessity.
say post a video, but I mean, you already kind of talked about that, so I was trying to like.
I got to have the dopamine hit from the
Yeah,
Instagram post.
Yes, totally.
That is true. That's how they get you. I mean, it's all like it's YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I mean, like if you haven't logged on in
It's a
a
rush to
day,
your head.
they'll send you a notification like, "Hey, 15 people liked your post," and then you're like, "Oh, I got to see who.
yeah.
Wait, who is this? I got to see who this is." And that's how they get you, and they get you hooked. And I mean, like they make it like they seriously design it like that.
Truly, it's addictive. It's
That's
actually
exactly right.
addictive. Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's a strange new world.
So,
No.
in likes and comments and dopamine hits and all that. Speaking of which, YouTube comments.
Oh, the comment section on YouTube. Isn't there a rule to never look at the comments on YouTube?
Yes.
That's what I tell people.
So my idea let us know in the comments what you think. That you know where there's the episodes on YouTube or whatever where they do celebrities read mean tweets. Mean tweets. And I think it's hilarious. So, do you guys think that we should select some mean or rude comments to read out and kind of laugh and talk about them?
Some of you guys are assholes.
Let us know.
Just saying.
Let us know. Because we will dive deep into that.
I mean, like, I have a thick skin on that kind of thing. And some of them I can't help but laugh. I'm like, oh.
Well, that's what I mean. Some of them are really funny because people are making up an entire narrative that is completely not true.
That is, yeah, oh, man. But that's the thing is, like, there's been people that have, like, created fake accounts like Sailing Doodles period, right? You don't even see the period, and they'll copy the thing and they'll make comments on other people's posts and videos and all that, and like as me
people think it's you,
or they've done the same thing from other people doing that stuff on mine, and I'm like, that is not, they're just trying to get a riot out of you.
Yeah
You know, and it's kind of crappy, but
yeah.
All right, so how many more days are you with us?
Me?
Yeah.
TBD.
TBD.
Depends how much
love she gets.
Yeah.
Well,
we love you, Tara. We love you, Tara. Okay.
It's one big happy family.
Okay, actually, I do.
Bobby and his bitches.
I do want to do a shout out to Taylor here because look, honestly, like it's not. You just don't know, and unfortunately, the way that it goes today, still. Sometimes, like, women, there can be antagonism. Like, you just don't quite know what you're walking into. Taylor
girls can be awful.
Girls can be awful. Yeah. I mean, so can boys. People can be awful, right? You just don't know.
Yeah.
And Taylor has been nothing but so warm.
Thank you.
And so welcoming.
Thank you.
And so patient.
I have my moments, for sure. Nobody is perfect. That is for sure.
Just don't get her hangry.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
That's my one fatal flaw.
Yeah.
I need food to function.
I know. I'm the same way, though. I mean, like, I get very hangry very quickly.
Yeah, it's human. We're human.
Yeah. So it's hangry.
Totally.
Okay, so Snickers, if you'd like a sponsorship, let's do this.
But thank you, Tara, very much.
Yeah.
And again, so this is Tara's first time ever being on a sailboat.
Hence
And I had some experience previously. I mean, I went sailing with my family, and I had my own sailboat this summer. So I had some experience previously, and it's still been very challenging for me to get used to this way of life because it's on the ocean, so it is slightly different. So I mean, all the props to Tara here. Her first time being on a boat, and she flew in very late in the evening, and then the next morning we got up very early, and her poor girl, her first experience of us leaving the dock was one of the worst, one of the most stressful.
Yeah.
So she didn't know what was going on, but basically we pulled up the dinghy in the dark. We were rushed to leave early in the morning. We pull we get all the lines off. She hops on board. And we're just backing out of the slip, and Bobby goes, swear word. Oh my God, what's going on? He looks back, and the dinghy line was dangling off the back and got sucked up into the propeller. So I'm stressing around, running down here, trying to find something to cut the line with. We finally cut the line, and then we're struggling we just had to go back into our space and reconnect the lines and everything. So her first experience, bright and early, fresh on the boat. 6
a.m. We'd been sleeping for like a couple hours.
And it was the most stressful, the least graceful exit we've ever done. Usually you do a great job, Bobby. You were a very good captain, and you handled it very well.
It did mean that we got to see Bobby getting into his wetsuit.
Yes.
I did, yeah.
Yeah, he got a new wetsuit.
I didn't really need the wetsuit, but I did.
Anyway. It was fun.
But no, it was. So yes, I mean, I as I was backing up, I looked back, I saw the line get sucked in. I'm like, oh, son of a. So I just put the motor in neutral immediately so it doesn't get wrapped up and like cause problems. But we're drifting back out of the slip. Thankfully there wasn't a whole lot of current.
Towards other very nice, expensive mega yachts.
Like I don't want to like make it worse and like wrap the prop and like break something. So like I'm yelling at you, grab something to cut it with.
And okay. I could not find he wanted the cutters. He had cutters. I could not find them for the life of me. So we got a little like X-Acto knife, and I'm like trying to cut the line.
And I had no idea what was happening.
The whole time
I knew was
she's just sitting there like wide-eyed, like, okay, this is fine. It's fine. It's totally not fine.
I was mostly like, just stay out of the way. Just stay out of the way.
But seriously, no, you've done a really good job for that being your first experience, and we did have it wasn't rough, but it was a long day sail from Fort Lauderdale to Bimini.
Well, that wasn't too bad. It was,
No, it
it was the
wasn't.
next one that was bad.
It was the next
like
one.
Bimini to the Berry Islands was
Yeah,
not
that
a
was
whole lot of
tough.
fun.
But for your first time being on a boat, you've really handled it like an absolute champ. For
Okay,
sure.
so actually, some little tools that I've used and that Taylor's taught me to remember some key things, because even concepts like starboard and port are sort of new to me. So port, 4 letters, P-O-R-T. Left, 4 letters, L-E-F-T.
Or it's a dessert wine that you drink in your left hand
Why would you drink port
Why
in your
would-
left hand?
because you're more sophisticated if you do that.
What? Do you also lift your pinky finger?
I do.
I do this when I drink margarita. Actually, by the way, Taylor really likes margarita mix.
So it was so funny. So we haven't had anything, like we've had just kind of like, you know, beer and wine and stuff like that. So we finally picked up some, you know, mixer stuff and stuff like that. So she got like the margarita mix and picked up some tequila and stuff. And so after like 2 days, the bottle's gone. And she's like, wow, you're really liking it. And she's like, you know, the margarita mix doesn't have alcohol in it, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know that. She's like, you've been putting tequila in it, right? I'm like,
It
yeah.
had just gone in such vast quantities so quickly. I thought that perhaps she thought that was the drink.
You do realize what boat you're on right now.
What?
Like
Naughty dogs.
we ditched all the toilet paper to make room for more beer.
It's the sailing Doodles boat.
It is the sailing dude. That's actually, if you haven't watched it, there's a new Maintenance Money out. She was the primary editor.
Yep, talking about bathroom situations.
Yeah,
Yes.
bathroom
Yep.
situations.
Yeah,
Very
speaking
relevant.
of which.
Yep.
What? You gotta go?
No.
Well, speaking of which.
I mean, when we were on the topic of doo-doo, you know.
Do.
Doo-doo.
Do. Yeah, so.
And, okay, I feel like we both have felt this and should say this. Big shout out to Bobby. I mean, really, to be able to invite us on board, it's been really great. You know, you've been very
It's getting a little rocky.
very kind and generous
I don't know
and
if you can see it. It's rocky.
out there.
No, they can't see it.
Okay, she's trying to compliment.
trying-
I know.
Can you
okay.
not
Trying to
interrupt
compliment
me?
you.
I don't
yeah.
take compliments very well.
Yeah, no, exactly. She's
And no,
distracting.
seriously,
Just
he's a
don't
really
take it.
good captain. And even in the most some of the stressful moments, I've never doubted your ability. You've always been very capable and able, and you do a very good job.
And you cut your hair really well.
Yeah,
Doesn't his
he
haircut-
cut
I
it
cut my
himself.
own hair. Yeah, thank
He's really
you.
proud of that.
I am because
Looks
like
good.
I have like a phobia now about people on a boat cutting my hair. I wonder why.
Why are you looking at me?
I'm not looking at you.
I know.
She's offered to like trim my beard so many times. I've been like, no.
Offered? No, I've forced.
She did actually. She says like, look, there's like 3 hairs. You gotta. There's like.
Some stragglers.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this has been a lot of fun doing a podcast with you guys. So there'll be links to Tara's and Taylor's Instagram.
You're with TNT.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's
Yeah.
explosive.
I was just gonna say. Yeah.
You guys are fucking explosive.
Yeah. Wish Bobby luck with us.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for being such awesome crew members. And we will see you on the next podcast.
Peace.